All right.
Recording is on.
Yeah, let me go to presentation mode. Hello, everyone. My name is Alexander Podyachev, and I'm giving the presentation all aboard the Express.js train. So, what the purpose of this presentation is to simply get you started with Express.js. So, let's begin. So to begin, Express.js, all it really is a backend web application framework for Node.js in JavaScript. And it has become the basis for web applications and APIs in JavaScript. So much so it's now the de facto standard. So it all started by this guy right here. His name is TJ Hollowaychuk, and he published it to GitHub on May 22nd, 2010 as the version 0.12. So to quickly get you started, first, because it relies on Node.js just to run, you have to install that one first. Then you create your project folder. Then in the command prompt or terminal, depending on which operating system you're using, while you're inside your project folder, type in npm init, and that just gets the basic Node.js project started. Then to actually install it, you type in npm install express. So it's pretty easy to set up. And real quick, this is the Hello World program where all you do is simply respond to a web query with the word hello world. Yeah, this is a good idea to show you how it's set up. First, you bring in the Express package with line number 1 right here. That's how you bring in Node.js. Then you create an app, which all you do is just run Express as a function like this. And port, yeah, you don't have to specify a constant port variable, but just for convenience, the tradition is to use port 3000 for the port. And now here on line 5, this is how it works. So you're with this, you're letting know that when your app know that when you get a GET request with the home directory, you run this handler, which is this function right here. And to quickly give you an idea, you have to use 2 inputs for your function. The convention is to use the REQ as the request parameter, and then the RES for the response parameter. And this res.send, that's what actually sends the response back, so we're sending a hello world. So to actually start running your Express server, you use the app.listen command. First parameter you need to pass in is the port number, which I've already used a variable for that. Then they require a function that runs whenever you successfully run it. So this just gives you the URL to your um, server. And let's say you need a um, particular parameter passed in through your route. So you would use the colon indentation to indicate that, like this colon ID right there. And then that's within the route. And then to get it, you would go to req.params and then the name of the parameter you want. Yeah, it's that straightforward. Okay. And this is how you handle a post request. The only real difference, as opposed to a GET request, is this function name here. It says post instead of GET. Yeah, I'll show how to handle the parameters later. Okay, so let's say you actually want to go through your post parameters. Um, First thing you need to do is in your main project file, you would have to use app.use and then pass in a middleware handler to handle your post requests. I'm using Express.json, which handles your post requests as JSON files. And then once that's taken care of, within the actual request yourself, you would have to go into req.body to actually access the variables. So within here, we just have a variable called foo that we pass into the post body request. So we're just returning that one in here. Okay, here's a put request. And before I move on to delete, does anyone want to guess how the delete request is handled? Okay, there you go. Just delete. I told you there was a pattern. And you can actually do routing in here. For example, this is how you set up your router, uh, like a controller in a MVC project. So what you want is get the Express, then get Express router, and then you would use router exactly how you would use the app. And then once you're all done, you have to um, module the exports equals router to be able to pass your router to be used in another project. I mean, in your main file. And then once and this is how you put your router within your main file. You would use app.use, and then here's the route to that, and then there's your router. So it's pretty simple actually. So here's a bit more depth on um, handling functions or handlers. These are how you respond to the requests. And like I said before, they have to have two inputs, one for the request object and one for the response object. And like and the request object does have to do with the request and includes all the details. And then the response object is how you respond, and you can modify your response based on other things. And another interesting thing that you can do in Express.js is that you can add in another preprocessor handler to handle it before the main handler that you're using. Uh, Only difference between that and your normal handler is you have to also have a third option, a third parameter in there, in addition to the request and response, and it's called next. And you'd use that to go to the real handler, your next handler. Excuse me. Some useful packages. EJS, that's for the front end view renderer. For example, if you want to turn your project into a full fledged web application, you would use that to render your views. Passport.js, it's used for user account authentication uh, when you have a user. Multer is a multi-part slash form data handler, and most people I know use it for handling um, pictures because you'd have to deal with that separately and actually download separately. .env, that's a environmental variable loader, so you can have a specific value that you want to carry across the entire project, or you can use that to do that. Node mailer, let's say Node.js email client. And then we have two ORMs. First one is SQLize, and it's for Postgres, MySQL, MariaDB, SQLite, and Microsoft SQL Server. So, in case you don't know a ORM, it stands for Object Relational Manager, and it's just to help you interface with the uh, database. And then Mongoose, which is what I'm using, it's a specific ORM for MongoDB, which is a pretty nice one. And here's a small list of companies that use Express.js. Accenture, IBM, Twitter, and Intuit. And that's all from me. Do you guys have any questions, or would you like me to move on to the demo?
I had one question about the handler functions. You said you could give a next a pointer to the next uh, handler. Does that mean you can have a chain of them?
Yes.
Cool, cool. That'd be very useful.
Yeah, I have a example, one that I made. Um, would you like to see it?
Uh, yeah, whatever your demo was, or whatever you want to show us now.
Okay. No, that's not it. Yeah, let me try to find another good. Yeah, I made one that's specifically for this. No, that's not gonna help me. Yes, there we go. Yeah, that didn't transfer. But I have my current one. Yeah, for I'm using the MVC route for mine. Here's an example. That's what it looks like within a real project. And here's my um, main file. So there you go. Anyone have any more questions?